Hi, Kara.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so I'm also on my video here. So we are doing spaghetti squash bowls. So we're gonna try something and microwave them. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a knife because these are super hard to cut through. So I thought it was really cool when I found this website that said to microwave the whole thing. You just have to stab it a little bit. I think that's to release the any liquid we have. So we are going to do this. And then what we're going to do is we can put it right inside the microwave and set it for 5 minutes. Okay. So that's not actually going to totally cook it yet. That is going to soften the outside, so it's easier to cut through. And then once we cut through it, then we'll put it back in the microwave. So what we're gonna do now is get a can of. Okay, so can of black beans, and corn.
Right back.
So you're gonna get a can of black beans, and I thought I had corn and I don't. This is how I roll. This is how I roll. So dysfunctional. So we're cooking in the microwave. You're going to, what do you do with your beans? Did you rinse them, yes? Okay, so you rinse them. Make sure you always rinse your beans. Otherwise you get so much sodium with them. Okay, so you're rinsing off all the sodium. And then once you do that, you're gonna put it in a bowl. Okay, so you can put it in a mixing bowl. So you're gonna dump your beans in there, and you're going to dump in your corn. Do you guys also have corn? Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect, awesome. So you can dump those in a mixing bowl together, Kim.
And then washing your hands.
Kelsey, what do you have in your cabinets?
I have the corn and beans, so I'm getting them out.
Ooh, yes. Yeah, and I also like to rinse off the corn too, even if it says no salt added in your corn. You can also use fresh corn, and you can use frozen corn. So I am not actually doing this mixture because yesterday, this does not look very good right now, but I made this yesterday, and it's basically 3 different beans with onions and peppers, and it's very similar to the mixture you guys are making now. It's just that this has already been cooked, so I don't want to make more beans and be like really gassy. Okay, so what you're all doing, oops, I dropped some. What you're all doing is you're mixing up the corn and the beans that you both rinsed out. So you see mine. Okay, this is like Sesame Street. We're gonna use our imagination. Okay. So my corn and my beans are in here, and then we're gonna take chili powder and cumin. I love cumin. Okay. So cumin, you're gonna do, if you're following the recipe, you're gonna do a tablespoon, a capital T of cumin, and a lowercase t of teaspoon of the chili powder. Okay. If you know you don't like chili powder as much, don't use as much. Okay. So it's really up to you how much of the seasoning. And if you're not sure you're gonna love the seasoning, don't go as heavy on it this time. All right. So that is. Oh, and then you take your salt and pepper, and just some salt and pepper to season. Okay. And then you mix all that in. Mix, and then we're gonna set that aside. Okay. Checking on my squash. My squash is turning. Okay. So.
Don't cry, buddy.
How are you doing, Kelsey? Where are you at? You have your beans and your corn together?
Yes.
All right. So everybody's beans and corn are in a party bowl. Yes? Party bowl in progress. Perfect. Yay. Okay, awesome. So set your party bowl of beans and corn to the side. You have your cumin in there, you have your chili powder, and now we're gonna, let's see, I have about 48 seconds. In the meantime, while we wait for that guy to come out, you're gonna take one of your pans, and here's the thing. So, I typically try not to use oil to saute anything. I always use veggie broth because I don't miss the oil at all. It just, again, to go over that, oil is just fat of the veggie, so you're not getting any nutrient value. It doesn't mean you don't ever need, you can use oil. It's just when you don't have to, you might as well use some veggie broth. So I would say if you've never tried the veggie broth, try sauteing it with your peppers and see how you like it. It may not get quite as crispy as it does with the oil, so kind of just figure it out. And you don't need a ton of it either. You just need enough to coat the bottom of the pan. So what you can do is, let's do this first. How hot is that? Let's get our squash out of the microwave. Okay. So it feels a little warm. If it's too warm to touch, girls, you can take a little guy like this. Okay, so big daddy knife. So we're actually going to cut off the end of it here. Okay, so be careful cutting into it. So you're going to cut through that end. So, and this is even with it being softer. And I work out. So that's why when I saw this option, I was like, ooh, that seems much better. Okay, so it looks very pumpkin-y inside if you're not familiar with a spaghetti squash. So you want to cut off the smidgen of the end. How you guys doing with your spaghetti squash? Good?
Less than 2 minutes.
Okay. Yep. And if it looks like I'm struggling, it's because I am. Okay, so get my spaghetti squash. Okay, so I have my two ends cut off like that. And now we're going to cut it this way. Okay, so I'm going to cut it right in half. Hot. It's hot. It's hot. Oh, there we go.
That looks dangerous.
Yeah, if my husband was watching me right now, he'd be yelling at me. Ah, there we go. There we go. Oh, there it is. See, it even smells pumpkin-y. So it looks like it looks like you're gonna do a jack-o'-lantern. Okay, so what we're gonna do is scoop it out. Okay, so just like a pumpkin, you scoop it out.
You're just like scooping the guts?
Scooping the guts.
Okay.
Yep. Yep, and it has the seeds just like the pumpkin, so if you wanted to roast the seeds, you can. Okay. And then once you get that done, you're going to set that puppy aside. And that, once it's cooked, is going to be the bowl that you make.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then we do the same over here. Oh. So, what you need to get like some sort of glass or microwavable dish that you can sit inside your microwave. And if you can't fit both halves on something, you can just do one half at a time. And the other option would be to follow the recipe and do the baking of it, which is totally fine. But for our purposes, I wanted something a little bit quicker for us to cook, and get it done. So that's why we're trying the old microwave option. It really does smell like pumpkin. Okay, so there we go. All right. So what we do from there, be right back.
What's wrong? Come here. Careful.
All right, so I'm going to do one at a time. I'm going to use this dish. And we're going to put it upside down. I'll be right back.
You're sweet.
Oh, what? Oh, that's Ava did that. Ava did that.
Just like
Okay, so we do about, I had to double check. You do about an inch of water in the bottom. Okay, so I just filled it up with about an inch of water. And now I'm going to put it in for 10 minutes.
Come here, boy.
Okay, so you might have a bigger pan that you could fit both in. How we doing, Kim? And Kelsey?
Okay, Max.
My zucchini noodles are done.
Okay, so
Fun.
Kelsey did not get squash, so she used pre-cut frozen noodles. Zoodles.
Oh, yeah.
Zoodles, I guess they're called. Zoodles. So she is going to make a bowl, and this is a great other option if you don't want to make the squash. So Kim, you have a question?
Should the squash be like floating up or down?
You want it this way, down.
Thank you.
Yes.
Right. And sorry, how long does it go in for?
10 minutes, and I actually did 1 minute, but it's 10.
10 minutes?
10 minutes, yep.
Okay.
10 minutes. And then if it doesn't seem ready to go, then you do like minute increments after that. So you can actually, I don't think you can get spaghetti, I don't know if you can get spaghetti squash frozen. I know you can get the zoodles, the zucchini noodles frozen, and you can get butternut squash in noodles as well, frozen. And you can also get those in the fresh section. They're just a little bit more expensive when you get them in the fresh section. But those are a great option because now Kelsey, she's done heating those up. What you can do is, if you don't want to add the sauteed peppers, Kelsey, you could just dump in your bean and corn mix and top it with some salsa and avocado. So, but if you do want to do the sauteed pepper, okay, you're going to slice your pepper up. Again, this is where you do just coat the bottom with your olive oil or your veggie broth. And we said try the veggie broth if you've never tried it before, and you just saute it for about 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, so are you guys going to do that part?
Say that one more time.
The peppers. Do you have the peppers?
Yeah.
Look at you. They're already cut up. I love it. And you're so perfect with your white bowls. It's like you're in charge and I'm not in charge.
Not really.
I'm not prepared ever for any of this.
We take a skillet and...
Yep, so you're going to take this guy. You're going to take this guy. Do you have veggie broth?
I have that.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you're just going to put a little bit of veggie broth in the bottom of your pan.
Yeah. Lauren's got it over here.
And then dump in all the peppers. Just a little bit of veggie broth. Just enough to keep them from sticking. Yep. And then just keep it on the heat have it hang out in the pot, get a little warm.
How high the heat?
I mean, I usually use high heat, but you can, I mean, high heat unless you start to see it to burn. The other option would be that you could also do the peppers raw with the beans and the corn. So if you start to like think about it, you can look at a recipe and be like, okay, this is a really good base, and then I'm gonna cook it. I'm gonna do it how I want to. Does that make sense? Like this recipe, like, oh, this is a great idea. I don't have the squash. I'm gonna do, you know, I have these frozen noodles, so I'm gonna use the zoodles, and I'm not gonna cook the peppers because I don't feel like it, so I'm just gonna throw the peppers in or omit them. So you have those, like once you start to get the idea of like looking at a recipe and kind of making it your own, it opens up so many doors. So Kelsey is adding some, is that green verde salsa? Ooh, I love green verde. And then it did say guacamole. So guacamole, you can absolutely find a ton of guacamole recipes. I usually am too lazy to like go through like making guacamole, so I'll just literally slice an avocado, or what I use is I'll just mix it up with some salsa and then I pretend it's guacamole. So, but yeah, so really
You can do the salsa with the sliced avocado though, right?
Yep, you can keep them separate too. Yeah.
I thought they would match because of
Yes, absolutely. Oh, and cilantro. Do you guys have cilantro?
We're growing it, so I have it, yeah.
I don't.
Some people don't like cilantro. Some people either love it or hate it. Are you going in for it, Kelsey? You going in?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. I don't know doodles, but
Did they get super wet? Like, or is there too much moisture in them?
yeah, I drank them
Okay.
before I put.
Yeah, because sometimes they get super moist. And if it tastes too bland, put some more salt and pepper in. Because remember, you're cooking the food, so you can put salt in it.
No, I actually like it.
Yay! Awesome. And then of course, you know, like I always say, like if you want to even fortify something even more, you can always throw your spinach leaves in there. That's awesome.
Quick question.
Goody.
The
Yes.
salsa and the avocado, does that go in this bowl?
So, you are going to wait, and you're going to make that look really pretty. So, like, if you were pretending like Angie was cooking tonight, she would, like, you know, make it look really pretty at the end. So, like, once this comes out, then you build your bowl. So, basically, we'll have this. Let's pretend this is already done. So, you put that on a plate, and then you would say, oh, I'm going to put some of my beans and corn over here. And I'm gonna, and then it also calls for romaine lettuce. So I don't know how I feel about that, quite honestly. So you can put in the romaine lettuce as well, put in the bean and corn, and then you would top on top of that, like, think of the avocado and salsa like the whipped cream and the cherry on top. Does that make sense?
Is this kind of like then when you're eating it, you're forking it yourself and making the spaghetti in the bowl?
So here's the thing. This recipe does not call for you to do the forking of it. I don't know how I feel about that. For me, I think this is like, I don't know. I feel like that's a lot of squash for me to commit to. And even though, I don't know if I want to make that commitment in my life. So what I will probably do is show you that you can just fork it out, you know, and I will create like a little bowl of squash. And that way I can take my bowl of squash. I have, you know, mine's already pre-made, but then I can say, okay, I'll keep them separate. I'm going to throw some of this in my bowl, some of this in my bowl, and then I can mix it up on my own. Like I'm like a mixer. I want everything mixed up.
So it's kind of like having a taco salad and not eating the shell.
Exactly. A taco salad, instead of the meat, you have the squash. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Kelsey likes it with the zucchini noodles, so that's awesome. Good. Let's see how it looks.
I ate kind of most of it.
Awesome.
I took a picture though.
I love it.
And
Yeah.
were those fresh or frozen?
They're frozen. I just found them. I feel like someone mentioned it the other morning when we were working out.
Yes.
They're these bird's eye.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Now
Zucchini.
those do have a little oil in, but I said make like if you look at everything, try to search for the ones that don't have the oil. It's just it's just less fat for you.
Yeah.
I know Wegmans definitely has their own brand. I don't think I have any right now.
Wait, Kate, don't be
But yeah, I mean, this mixture, the beans and the corn mixture, you could do that and top it with anything. And like if you like onion, I would even throw onion in there for a little pop, right? Yeah. So, and then as far as spaghetti squash, if you love spaghetti squash, if you decide, oh, I love this, you can, you could make a bigger batch in the oven, kind of prepare it, have a bigger batch in the oven. And then again, fork it out, have bowls, and then you could use some of it for, actually put spaghetti sauce on and serve it as spaghetti. You can put, other seasonings on. There's so much you can do with it. Yeah. Let's see. Let me check. I have 30 seconds. I'm going to take it out though. Let's see. I'm going to check on it. Check on my squash. Don't burn yourself. See, I'm always dropping stuff. Okay. Excuse me.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Oh, it feels soft. Oh, I think it's ready.
Ooh.
Right? Hold on a second. I don't want to burn myself.
You could have also done a roof like the salon.
Hold on. Let me move my hot water somewhere else. I'm just not going to get rid of it yet in case it's not ready. But let me get a fork, girl. Get a fork. Oh, Coda. Okay, we ready? Let's see. Oh, look at that. Oh, hot. Isn't that neat? See what's happening? Look. Look. Isn't that exciting? Yeah, it's so exciting. So exciting. You guys got really quiet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an actual bowl, like I said, because I feel like this, I guess if you had a smaller squash, maybe I wouldn't mind committing to all of this squash in a bowl, but I'm just not ready for that. And it's freaking hot. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Put this guy in there. And then I'm going to, since mine is like cold and I want it warm, I'm going to reheat my bean mixture. And girls, my bean mixture is very similar to yours. It's just that my beans were cooked with 2 other beans. I did onions and little peppers cut up into them. So very similar. I just don't have the corn. So I'm putting my squash in here. Yummy. Oh, it actually cooks really nice in there. Really nice. Okay, and then I'm gonna take some of my beans. I'll just mix them on in there.
Sarah, come here.
Okay. I'm gonna put it back in the microwave, and I'm gonna top it with some avocado and my cilantro. And I'm gonna have myself my squash bowl. I know, and then I'm gonna actually, I need to cook my other half too. So what I'm gonna do with my other half of squash is just, and the rest of this is put it in a bowl, and I'll have it for lunches and whatever else I want to do with it. Hooray!
That's good.
How much more time do you have, Kim?
20 seconds.
So exciting! It's like New Year's Eve. It's like watching the ball drop. So what are you going to do? Are you going to use it as a bowl, or do you want to fork it out and put it into bowls and like kind of do like a serving that way? Because your whole family. Yeah, like what you could do for like if you're doing it with your family is I would create like just a big bowl of squash. You could, even if your family like, because when you have a family, not everybody likes the same thing. So you could make like a bean bowl, a corn bowl, you know, have some spices out that everybody can kind of be like, oh, you know, create their own bowl and then mix it all up on their own. Because maybe your kids don't like cumin and maybe they just want to, you know, use the salsa with it. So then it kind of makes it their own.
Right.
Okay. So here's my little mix. I mix it. Yeah, yummy, yummy, yummy. Yeah, and I just was, I just threw, like I said, I threw 3 beans together last night. Black beans, black-eyed peas, and cannelli beans. And then I just added, what did I add to it, actually? Something, it was almost this. Diced tomatoes, but it also had little green chilies. So I just did 3 beans. I did this, and I did an onion cut up and red pepper cut up. Put it all into my pan and added cumin and chili pepper. Same thing. And then I also made my husband the turkey meat and had that in a separate skillet. So then I mixed his together. So that's another way that you can kind of cook for the whole family, but have it in different portions for however everybody likes it. So goody, goody, goody. Do you guys have any questions?
I'm not sure.
And you're working on yours, Kim, right? You're getting it out of
Yeah.
Were you guys able to just do one? And girls on the video, that's pretty much it. Here's my bowl, my yummy bowl. I'm going to eat it in a minute. I just need to top it.